It's 3 days to the start of the Route du Rhum, and already the wind is whistling through the village. It's cold, and we're getting an idea of what the weather conditions are going to be like for the start. And I'm just kind of thinking about what my world is going to look like for the next 2 weeks. So I'm going to spend a huge amount of time out in the cockpit here. This roof here, this part of the cockpit, will close over. So at the start, I'll definitely have this pulled over, and then my conservatory, I call it, the awning kind of that comes down here, will be up. The boat's going to be heeling over loads, so I'll be using these handholds a lot up here and up here. Kind of all the time I have to hang on because the boat's bouncing over the waves and it's heeled at a big angle. All the main work is done on the pedestal here, so I'll be kind of working on there a lot, and the winch is here driving all of this on board, and then kind of while the boat's sailing along, I'll be sitting on one side or the other, looking out of my windows here and paying attention to all of my screens, which are showing me what the environment around the boat's doing, what the loads are in different places on the boat, where the other competitors are, how fast I'm going, and all of the kind of alarms and sensors that keep me in contact with everything that's happening around the boat. I'm just looking at all of those screens. So let's go down below, have a look at it down here. And already it's feeling a little bit cozier down here, but actually that's not how it's going to be while I'm racing, because the hull of this boat is so thin. It's very strong, but it's a very, very thin plate, so there's no thermal insulation. It allows the temperature of the sea to come into the boat, so it will be quite cold and quite damp. Here is my navigation station. So we just fitted a new PC just before we came here, and we've just been doing the final work setting that up, and you can see here all of my instrument sensors are all green. One of the things we do pre-race is leave the instruments on all the time, so that if there is anything that's not quite right, we'll pick it up before the race. The water ballast is going to be in use to start off with, because it's going to be windy. So this tank here and the one on the other side, I'll be transferring the water through this pipe between tanks. Now, one thing that's new for this race, if I just take my life jacket out of the way, and I'm trying for the first time ever, is I have a bunk. So this is a bunk that I can move from side to side, and for the first time I've actually got a bed, and we'll see how that goes. So I can adjust the angle of it so that I don't fall out of it, and then I can move it from side to side. And if I swing my chart table round, I should be able to keep an eye on the screens and the alarms and everything from here. So I'm quite excited to see how that goes. And then down here, we've got the jet boil. Now, in preparation for the race, I've got a new gas canister in under here. So I reckon I burn through one of these every 10 days. So I've got 2 for the race. Up here already I've got my first 24 hours of food waiting for me here, and my food flask. These little shelves are empty at the moment, but in here I'm going to put my tea, I'm going to put my hand wash gel, and some more kind of electrolytes and just things that I need to hand. Up here, I've got my spoon. And my toothbrush. And of course, sunscreen, because we are going where it's hot. So we're almost set. Oh, finally, last but not least, Storage for woolly hats.